Hey guys, the fly I have in my vise now is called the panfish bully. It's a pretty simple tie. I'm going to tie mine on a 3261. It's an Aberdeen hook. It's mustad. It's a size 6. I've got the pink in here now, but I've tied a few of the pink, so I'm going to go ahead and tie this one in chartreuse. This fly uses lead on the back of the hook. It's kind of odd the way it sets down backwards in the water. And 8, come back on top of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go back again. 3, 4, and you just kind of make yourself a ball there on the back. And like I said, you'll see why in just a minute. Makes the fly kind of fat in the back, and it's not very many materials in this fly. Just some lead and a hook, and I'm going to use orange Superfly. It's a size, I gotta look, it's size 6/0, and it's mainly for a hot spot on the very front of the jig itself. You won't even really see it except for it being on the head. So I'm just gonna tie my thread back here. I like to kind of leave my tag for a few minutes. Just kind of helps me cover everything. You guys are going to think I'm joking, but I've lost my glasses. All right. I don't know why I fight those things a bit. Sorry, guys. Spin my thread a little bit. Make sure I got my lead wire down there. Sometimes that gets a little bit sharp. Take and tie that, run it up to the front real quick and kind of run it back. This also uses rubber legs. I've got like barred legs. You don't have to use barred. Mine are also round. Flat will work too. I just like the round legs because the way you tie it in. Alrighty. Tie us in a little chenille right in front of my little knot there. Wrap her up to the front. I'm going to leave myself a little space up there. I've got some glue here. I'm going to put a little hardest hole on here. If you don't have hardest hole, use Sally's. I mean, I use Sally's. Look, I mean, I've got Sally's sitting right here on the desk beside me. Like I said, I mean, you don't run out buying anything, especially if you've got it. My ladies around the house here, they usually have all kinds of nail stuff. This is Chartreuse Ultra Chenille. So it leaves that fat in the back there. Kind of leaves a bulbous rear end on it. That's where that lead is, and that lead will sink first, so you don't kind of be sticking up in the water. And once you get your antenna or your legs or your fillers or whatever you want to call them on there, I mean, this kind of reach up like fingers, you know. So this is what I've got. It's made by Hairline. It's like I say, it's rubber legs, medium tan. They're just barred. Um, I just like the barred look of them. And like I said, I got these legs. I'll tell you exactly where I got these legs. I did a bid on eBay, and I mean, I just bought a whole bunch of like a junk drawer. And I like to take those to the back of the body and just leave that loop in there. Pull your leg on top there. Like I say, leave that loop. Whenever you whenever you go to run your thread on there, it'll always kind of canter away from you. Just kind of the way it is when you tie it in. Make sure you got one of those on each side, and then pull your loop through the middle, and then that's kind of back on that, and start tying in your legs. Like I said, I call them legs. I mean, sure, they're some kind of feeler leg, antenna, that kind of business. I like this Aberdeen hook uh, because it's a good sharp hook. Aberdeen hook's like your gold hook that you get from Walmart. I think Eagle Claw makes a real good Aberdeen hook. So I mean, you could tie this on an Eagle Claw hook. I mean, I just happen to have the mustad. But anyway, here we go. So I'm gonna cut my loop now. Stay on that side, little fella. And I will pull those back to the back. Like I say, those things, man, they really wave in the water. Don't be surprised if you don't hook a bass on one of these things. They're a getter now. You can tie them with the flat ones. The flat ones just aren't to me, as strong as the round ones. Wrap yourself up a pretty good head there, because it'll take a little bit, to cover your licks there. And if I can find my whip finish, this stuff's laying right in front of me. But yeah, tie yourself up a nice head. Now I don't do crazy on my whip finishes because 90% of the time I'll use a little bit of Solares on it, a little bone dry for it or something, and it will it'll hold it, it'll glue it right back. And if yours is a little unruly, you don't like the way it's sticking way up, you can put a little bit of this Solares on there, just a little bit. I mean, I wouldn't go crazy because it will it'll make them brittle. That thing is pretty wild, but those fillers will reach right out and touch you. Make sure you get them trimmed the same length, not like I did. It's hard to trim one at a time. They're trying to get away from me. There we go. But they're kind of a wild dude now. Here it is. Here's like I said, the pink ones. I mean, and the pink ones. I don't know if you can really see it very good, but they're kind of on the flat one there. I mean, if you like the flat better, that's okay. I mean, that's just white with some silver in it. Uh, but with that big booty on there, it will definitely fall first, and that's just a size 6. I mean, it might look big to the camera, but you can see it up against my finger there. It's not very big. So, but yeah, man, tie up some of those. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything simpler. A little lead and some silly legs, ultra chenille, and I mean, I'm gonna tie some black ones and stuff. I've got a buddy that's been catching a few crappies, so I'm gonna pass them on to him. I'm still kind of stuck frog fishing right now. Bass bite's kind of on where I'm at. So hey, I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks a bunch.